I constantly try to identify with everything around, maybe because I don't accept myself fully. I really would like to be at peace with who I am and my experiences, but at the same time not be afraid with any other situation. I'm always thinking about falling into the negative. Well, first of all, I wouldn't second guess yourself too much, like why am I doing this, why am I doing that? It's not really useful. I don't subscribe, and I don't recommend subscribing to this sort of vein of psychology where you try to find the source of your problems. Where did it come from? Why am I like this? And why am I doing this? Don't try to find answers. Try to learn about experiences. So I constantly try to identify with everything around. Well, good. Learn about that. Study that. Study your habit of constantly trying to identify with things. Like, just take that process and study it. Because that's the practice of vipassana in its entirety. Once you study your experiences, learn about them, see them for what they are, you will naturally separate them into their proper categories. This is useful, this is useless, this is beneficial, this is unbeneficial. You don't have to criticize them, you don't have to judge them. And in fact, judging them prevents you from examining them, prevents you from seeing them as they are. So don't worry if you don't accept yourself fully. That's not important. We don't need to accept ourselves, because the idea of a self is just a concept. Just learn about yourself. Learn about your experiences. Learn about who you are. And then we can go on talking about wanting to be at peace with who I am. Don't worry about that. Stop wanting. Stop wanting to be at peace with who you are, and learn about what it's like to be not at peace with yourself. That means you're not at peace with yourself. Great. So look at this lack of peace with yourself, this suffering inside, because we all have it. But look at it. Stop judging it. Stop being upset about it, and just learn about what it's like. If you judge it, if you repress it, if you feel upset about the fact that you are not at peace with yourself, then look at that as well. Look at how you're upset by your negative qualities and so on. I'm always thinking about falling into the negative. So look at that. Look at how you fall into the negative. Think of it as a laboratory. If you think about life as a laboratory or as a school, then you're not really making mistakes. You're learning lessons. You're studying. You don't make mistakes in laboratories. Well, I guess you do, but in schools, in studying, you don't make mistakes. You learn. Let's say in gymnastics or so on. Yeah, you trip a lot, you fail a lot, but that's the process of learning. So you think of this as some kind of mental gymnastics, or it's mental training. And in mental training, you fail a lot. If you think of life as a school, then you don't have to worry about failure, you don't have to worry about your problems, because they're not problems, they're lessons, and they're giving you an opportunity to learn. Larry's back. Anything to comment? Okay.